But since you travel a lot, both in India and now in Bangladesh, how do you see the whole entrepreneurship buzz in various sectors? Do you see any differences, or is it all is it happening everywhere?
Happening everywhere or happening over the years? Which one is everywhere right now?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm too involved guy. You know, wherever I want to meet entrepreneurs, I see plenty of them. I don't see a doubt of it. Secondly, Bangladesh, I met some very exciting youngsters. They've got a project called Startup Bangladesh, and what they have done, and this is for the youngsters here and maybe TiE, what they have done is this, and these are all youngsters. I didn't see anybody in the threes, all are in the twos. And what they have done is they have hired a place collectively. They have used beautiful colors in that place, red, yellow, green, and whatever. And it's a multi-purpose place for entrepreneurship. You come, you discuss, you get investors, you get people with seniors, you do whatever, there are workshop sessions, whatever you're doing. But you know what? How different it is. It is a place for youngsters, young entrepreneurs. I mean, yeah, they communicate that, they radiate that. And so it was very interesting. Bangladesh has huge amount of family businesses. As you would know, ready-made garments is $22 billion, they're very big. Leather is again very big. IT is just about coming up. So I think I really found a lot of entrepreneurship in Bangladesh. We have a TiE Dhaka. I was mentoring TiE Dhaka, so that was good. So I'm pretty okay. I mean, I find entrepreneurs all over.
You mentioned something about you're being born and you're in the Marathi place. Typically people say, and I was talking to your wife earlier, and she happened to say this also, which was in my mind. Typically, Banglas and Marathis, they are not known for entrepreneurship. Traditionally, I mean, you look at the big industries, etc. Even some of the Maharashtrian industries have kind of died down. In the industries in Maharashtra, there are lots of industries, but they are more driven by the non-Marathis, non-Bengalis.
Sure.
So, do you see that changing? I mean, you are one of the. You said you have a family business now, so you have done that in Calcutta.
Yeah.
So, do you see that changing, and what needs to be done?
Fundamentally, why do you think I survived in Bengal? Because there aren't too many. So I think that tells you actually, that answers you. I don't think it has basically changed. And the sad part in Bengal is, I don't know about Maharashtra, but sad part of Bengal is that some Bengalis who want to do entrepreneurship like quote unquote making money as the definition of entrepreneurship, they try to do it the Marwari way or that kind of a way, and they are utter disasters. I mean, so I think Bengal has IIT Kharagpur and IIM Calcutta. I think yes. The two very, very strong place to get young entrepreneurs and techies. But for some reason, we have not been able to create that ecosystem. And I tried my best as TiE president of TiE Kolkata. We did create something, but it's still pretty lazy. In Pune, when I used to do my road show in PCL days, and every other place we used to get 30-40 people come. In Pune, 2 by about 1 o'clock, 3 by 2 o'clock. So we took a decision that we have to send cars to their house to pick them up. And that was the only way. So I quite understand what you're saying.
That's quite interesting because I have a whole bunch of very close Bengali friends, and not even one, including the entrepreneurs, not even one is in Bengal. In Bangalore, Delhi, Singapore, Dubai, USA. So,
yeah, that's true.
I wish that changes. But the last question I'll ask you is that you said you were a maverick, and we can see why. But so you all, in large corporates or even small corporates, mavericks, who don't kind of toe the line, are always looked at with a little bit of a suspicion, and people don't like him. He doesn't toe the line. So you must have met other mavericks in your setup. So how do you deal with them? How do you get the best out of these mavericks?
I love them. I will be very fortunate to get a maverick in my company. I think it's not easy to manage them, and you must know that. And the best way to manage a maverick is to leave him alone. And then he will not sign for casual leave. He will not. He will come maybe. He will not brush his teeth. He will come. There are different kinds of people. But I guess what you get out of them in a focused way, they are very keen learners. If you notice a maverick's brain, they are observing all the time. So if you have it in you, if you have skill within you, you can make him sit and tell him, you can get a thing done in half an hour, which normally might take even days to get it done. So I think their degree of focus is very small time. So you have to capture that focus, communicate to him, let him go and give that back to you. If you can use him like that, then I think they're brilliant. I mean, they're very helpful. But when the company grows a little bit and becomes a little structured, you don't have to tell them, they will leave your company anyway. I mean, so, I don't
But that's a good point, particularly for the entrepreneurs. These are the guys who don't fit into the large corporates, but they're brilliant.
Yeah.
That's perfect for the small entrepreneurs.
Yes, absolutely right.
All right.
A great story. In your journey, you must have built a lot of teams, right, from your PCL days till the Globsyn days. Any takeaways? What should be done? What should be avoided as you build the right teams for future?
Oh, that's another book of mine. It's a big story. No, but I think there's a very simple logic. The onus lies on you, not on the people, not on the team. So I think the leadership is the issue. I've never believed that the team is good or bad. I think the leader could have been better. So if you focus, it's easier to handle that way because you're one. A team could be 10, 20, 100, 500. So if you look at yourself and if you see the dissonance, you would know this, all of you would know this, that an entrepreneur is extremely sensitive to feedback. If you're not sensitive to feedback, you're not an entrepreneur. I mean, I will just say that straight away. So an entrepreneur is very sensitive. If you criticize him and or say something which he doesn't like, he might not tell you anything in your presence because he couldn't say it, but he'll not forget that. He'll remember, start thinking what made him say this. So he'll work on it. So that sensitivity is very important. And you will, once you go back home and you draw that out, that this created this dissonance, you will next day or the next day you'll come out with some solutions and you'll work on it. And as long as there is no definitive way of doing it, it's a software not a hardware, I think things keep evolving with the team. And I have seen in my life that I told my secretary, this can perhaps help, that I'm going to put up in the notice board that Sharon, I don't need Sharon anymore. I have made some other arrangements. Anybody who would like to work, have Sharon as their secretary, please, you can apply. And I told her, if there's no reply to this from 10 days, then you know how good you are. But if there are tons of people that are responding to you, because what I want to say here is, everybody responds to a good person. At the core, there is always a desire to connect with people you are learning from. You might not show it, but I can see that in my life. I mean, today I got 434 pending requests in LinkedIn, or something like that, 450, out of which at least 300 is PCL. I mean, so many years back. So that connection, and then most of them are writing there, if you open, that it's because of what we went through. They collect the stories of what happened, one evening where we went and what we did, etc., etc., etc. So if you learn somewhere in the system, that team exercise stays, and you open up. Like for example, every month I used to visit all my branches, and I used to go and have a party after the whole day's work in the regional manager's residence, not in a hotel, and with family. So I said, when you drink alcohol, your wife and your colleague's wife must watch you. And then be very good friends after that. Because you really open up, you really get to know. We came to know a person who was a very serious guy, was a beautiful Karnataka singer.